G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's actually a nice spring day here in Melbourne. Got the shorts on, got the t-shirt on, so it's looking really well. If you've been new, if you follower to my channel, click the little subscribe button and the bell icon, because YouTube changed the way you get notified of new videos when I put them up. So you need to click that little bell icon if you want to be notified when I put new videos up. Alright, that's out of the way. Now, if you've been following me for some time, for some time, or at least maybe the last couple of months, I did a video on planting trident maple seeds in different trays and pots, etc. I just want to give you guys a quick update on those, and I'll give you a quick update on another few things around the garden today that we did in probably repotting time. So it was probably a couple of months ago. But first things first, I did a trident maple planting of seeds. Now, it hasn't been too bad of a result. However, the birds have got into the trays and started to dig up the soil. So I've still got a very, very good result. So tons of seedlings, you can see that. But there's patches here, you can see that are missing seedlings and stuff like that. But there's tons of them, okay? Tons of them, so tons. I don't know how many lots, hundreds. We have a couple hundred there probably if I even counted each one. But it looks not too bad, but the birds got stuck into this section, unfortunately. I just wasn't paying attention, I guess. It's just been in the garden, sitting with all the other plants, and I just pretty much let them go. So now I just try and fill in those gaps, because the seeds are still there, they're probably still viable, but it's just a bit of a mess. And I can see little ones trying to come through. So, you know, I'll probably get some more in there, fill out some more. Just let it go, not too fast. The birds did what they did, what can you do? Unless you get really protective. But I can see there's a lot of seeds that are sitting on top of the surface. So all I'm just going to do is try and push those back through into the soil, and we should actually probably get some more results. So just push them slowly in, cover them back up. And they seem to be in the spots where the birds have dug up, so annoying, but what can you do? Unless you watch it like a hawk and make sure you're always fixing things up as you go, but that's all right. So I can see lots of seeds. I'm just going to move them around, put them in another spot. Some trees are been up and ended. Some seedlings have been turned upside down, so I just move them, put them back in. But yeah, I can see lots of seeds hanging around. Just going to move them around, cover them up with soil, put them there somewhere else. Yeah, and that's pretty much pretty good result on this tray. That's pretty good. Lots of seedlings there. Now I've got another tray that didn't do as well, and you'll see why. This tray didn't do as well because the birds went straight into it. Now it's all my fault. I mean, obviously I didn't protect usually I could protect seeds and seedlings by covering with a mesh or plastic, just for the time being. But this one's they are there, but it's just not as the birds have just gone crazy in this tray and just really destroyed a lot. This is a weed, so I'm going to get that out. It looks like a really nice big tall tree. No, it's not, it's just a weed. But it's got nice strong healthy seedlings when they go, and I can see lots of new ones popping up around here and around here. So it's quite good, but they really got stuck into this area. So unfortunately not much I can do there. So I'll just press down, because I can see this tray has got lots. Actually, having a close look, they've got lots of seeds sitting up the top. So the birds must have done a good number on this. But oh man, I can imagine how many seeds there are. Otherwise, how many things I missed out on. I'm just going to move them around, but that's all right. I'll do that later. And then I did some in just a little small pot, and they're just going gangbusters. You can see all those nice little young shoots. Pretty good. There's heaps in there as well. The birds haven't got into this one, thankfully, so it's probably a bit hard for them to really dig into that one, so that's pretty good. There's at least 20, 30 in there, I think. Yeah, at least that. So it's good fun to play around with these. I mean, the thing is, I can see the seeds have come up to the surface, which is really unusual. I'm not sure how that's happened. Maybe the birds did get stuck into them and I just haven't been aware of them. So I might give them a sprinkle of soil on top now, just to press down a little bit. And maybe those other seeds will come up as well. So yeah, another good success story. Now, we want to show you some results on some other things that I've been doing, some maples that I can clump together, and I'm going to show you what they look like now. I might give them a little trim just to bring them back into shape. because now it's grown for a few months then, or not a few months, about a month, but let's get it back into a little bit of shape now. It's really, you know, pushed along. I think we can trim them back a little bit, but yeah, I'll show you that in a minute. Alright, so again, if you've been following me, you probably remember me creating some of these little groups that I put together with these Japanese maple seedlings. That's the front, or I think that's the front, your front. Now all I did was put those three together, and they didn't have too much branching, but you can see they're gone pretty crazy, which is great. Now you can cut now, don't have to cut now, but I think the trees have gone quite nice and healthy. This is quite small, it's a nice little tree. There's hardly just enough foliage on there, but it's these ones that are really long and quite getting out there. Now, what I want to show you is this distance here. So you see this distance from this branch to this? That's an internode, or the distance between two nodes. So that node and that node is where leaves or shoots will come out. That's all bare there. There will never be a shoot there on this bare branch. So if you want to have nice compact growth, you can't have this long elongated bits here. Same with this, you can probably see here, really long bits here, long bits here, and it's a very tall shoot. So you want to be thinking to cut back, and that's what I'm going to be thinking about doing today, actually quite aggressively cutting back a little bit of these trees. You know, you could wait a little bit longer, but I think it shouldn't bleed too much. I don't think it should bleed at the moment, but we'll see how we go. I'm going to give it a go. But they're nice three tree group. What I want to try and achieve is this small one on this side, medium one on this side, and the tallest one in the middle. But let's get it started, or let's get it worked out. That I need to come back to some sort of nice internode. So this one here, you see, I don't know if you can see, but there's some nice small branches here, small branches in here. So I'll probably cut it back all the way there. Okay, and I've cut back quite a bit. Same with this one. This has got. It'd be nice if I take it there. I've still got a very long internode, so I could come right back to that one. But I might leave that for now. Let's see if it shoots back, and I might wire this. I could wire this out a little bit. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that's probably better. I'll probably wire that out. But that's been cut back quite severely. Now the middle tree, I probably want to keep it a little bit taller. Cut back here. Cut back at the back. It's got a bit of a back branch here that we don't need. Maybe cut it off there. Trim back some of these long ones. All right, now how much difference does that now look to what it was before? So you can just see in time, this tree slowly compacts more and more and more, gets more ramification, and stays that kind of small look in this little pot. Will look quite nice. So it's very simple little changes and very simple little approaches, and just combining those three trees that would have been average on their own now has some potential to be a nice tree. So that's that one done. Now I did create this 5-tree group, which isn't too bad. I'm just trying to remember where the front might have been. I think the front was there somewhere. I think it's in there somewhere. It looks quite nice. Again, it's probably grown a bit too much and grown a bit too all over the place. So I just want to slightly trim it back a bit. Now, the thickest branch is this one here. It's the thickest trunk, so it's got to be. We want it to be like the tallest. So the thickest trunk in a group is the tallest and biggest tree. So we need to always make sure that's the tallest and cut back the other ones that aren't as big. So let's have a look. So I'm going to start by trimming off. I'm just trimming off this little guy here. Just I need to keep him small. So I want him to bud back, which is getting lots of buds at the back, so that's good. This tree here isn't as strong. It's got some nice foliage, but I'm just going to leave that. It's trying to recover, still this one. So I won't touch a tree that's trying to recover. But this guy in the front is really quite excessively tall. So here's the one that we need to cut back. And this guy. Alright, so now I've cut all the side trees all off, so you can see it's looking much nicer already. and I could probably put it down now because you can see all the branches. So it's starting to form a nice canopy here, but the apex, now we can work out where the apex can be and what we can come back to. Let's have a look. You remember, it's always about the internodes. You want to make sure you have small internodes, or you don't want too much of a distance between the trees. So something like that for now. You see, it's going to form quite a nice. I think it's got potential to be quite nice. You know, real nice full canopy. You know, so I think it should be okay. Once these all fuse together, it should look good. So that's quite nice too. Let's put that on there. So, you know, I've cut a few things off, but you know, that's what it is. We have to trim our bonsai, otherwise we won't have much of a nice small trees. You know, we can't really imitate nature, so we need to be trimming. And the last one I had was this guy. I just want to show you a quick. Remember him? I think that was another 5-tree group, and you guys are looking at the front. Again, gone pretty crazy, pretty out there. This one's an interesting tree because one of the big trunks is this one here, and it's not the tallest, so we're just going to have to play around and see what we think. But again, it's gone a bit nuts. Like some of these branches are way too out there. You know, we need to start to bring some of these back to form a better canopy. This guy's not too bad. I don't think I'm going to touch him. I think I'm going to leave him alone. This guy's the problem. He's huge, very, very tall. And some of these other ones just need to be trimmed back a little bit. So we'll just trim it up. Let me have a look at it. Just cutting back to some nice nodes. I was going to leave this, but I think that's no good, that one. So I'm going to take that off. Just trimming. It's pretty quick business here. Had to really trim this one back because the internodes are quite long, unfortunately. So this is probably the worst looking out of the three, probably. It's a bit too sparse still, but we'll have to figure out a nice style with this tree. Because see, this guy is the longest, but it's the thinnest and it's one of the tallest. So you might have to cut this one right back eventually in the future, but I'm just trying to let it recover still. We'll see how it goes. But let me try and get back budding by cutting back those branches. These two, yeah, they just need a bit of time. This is just trying to develop. So out of the three, this is probably the least advanced, I guess. It's got more trees and stuff, but it's not as good as the other two. That's what I wanted to show you, just very quickly. Things that I worked on, and I kept promising you guys that I will show you what I'm doing and how it's progressing. So you saw the seeds, done pretty well. Not bad at strike rate. Would have been better if the birds didn't get through them. These trees are going really well. Just needed a bit of a trim back now. Let them flush out the next growth. Keep them watered, keep them fed, and we'll see what happens. So there you guys go. A nice little quick update on the progress from earlier this year. Thanks guys. See you next time.